August 1985 is etched deep in the memories of hundreds of people from the Cape Flats. The United Democratic Front was growing in strength, and the levels of repression with it. On the 28th of August, thousands of people joined a march to Pollsmoor prison to demand the release of Nelson Mandela. For many, this was their first taste of political activism. Some of them must have thought it a virtually risk-free action because it was essentially an act of peaceful resistance. They were wrong. The police of the time did not recognize the concept of peaceful resistance.
On the 3rd of August 1985, UDF leader Alan Boesak announced plans for a march on Pollsmoor prison. Among those at its head would be many of Cape Town's religious leaders.
We had to do this, and as it was a symbolic march, it was the message was, let us release the true leaders of this country.
The plan was for marchers to assemble at Athlone Stadium and proceed peacefully from there to Pollsmoor, where they would demand the release of Nelson Mandela.
Of course the police will be there in force, the Minister has said. We have asked them not to be there because we have said we are perfectly willing and capable and determined to have a peaceful, non-violent, disciplined, organized demonstration.
But on August 25th, Boesak was detained. So he was absent on a day that was everything but peaceful and non-violent.
On the 28th of August 1985, the regime sent out its army and its police and surrounded the Athlone Stadium in the early hours of the morning and forcibly dispersed anybody or any gatherings in that particular area.
The crowd dispersed but regrouped all over the city. The largest regrouping was at Hewitt College in Athlone, where 4,000 decided to march regardless of police determination to stop them.
We mustn't run, and if the front people sit down, we all sit down. Then they have to handle us. We sit down, and we let them do the violence. We let them do the violence to expose the violence of the system, and let it be a symbol of the nature of this regime.
As we approached Grosmere Avenue, the police appeared in Caspers and in police trucks and ordered us to stop the march and disperse. The Reverend David Russell ordered us to kneel down and pray. This we all did collectively.
Attention! This gathering is illegal. You are given 2 minutes to disperse from your forthwith. No action will be taken. Order! Parliament is on beter. Je 2 minuten tijd om hier te gaan. Anders zal ons moet optreden. Dit is nu 12:34. Ons geen tijd tot 12:36. Dan moet je hier gaan.
No, I don't want to negotiate at all. Look, we're nothing whatsoever. We're not speaking about negotiation. We come to show our solidarity with our suffering brothers.
Sit down. Only the ministers are standing. Only the ministers are going to stand, okay? These are the... The ministers form a line here to protect us from the police.
Suddenly I just felt a blow, and I mean I was out for a while. One of the policemen hit me with a baton. Now the thing is fairly thick and not so long, but he hit me from the back, and that thing bent over, right over my head. I was growing sort of a rhinoceros horn in my front head immediately after that. Unfortunately, I was wearing specs at that stage, and both glasses broke. But especially the one on my right eye penetrated my eyeball. When someone was leading me to a house nearby, and I was standing at a tap outside the house, trying to wash the glass out of my eyes, till one woman that were helping me said to me, "But look, you have no eye."
In the 3 days that followed the aborted march, the police and army let loose with full force on the Cape Flats. Their rampage left 28 dead. At the TRC this week, many were shocked at the reminder that those killed included children. Lesotho Wilson Palmer's 14-year-old daughter Priscilla was shot dead while playing with school friends in the yard.
And she got shot in the forehead. She was not rioting, but the police had been patrolling around.
Florence Papa's 16-year-old son, Boyani, was killed while on his way to the shop for bread.
Yes, he was shot 3 times in the head.
Some people lost their lives in the process. Some were injured, some were jailed, and some had to run for their lives out of the country. But the march drew the attention of the world. And South Africa was never the same again.
Moet optreden, dit is nou 12:34. Ons gee tyd tot 12.